Toronto, Canada's largest city, has long been a symbol of prosperity and opportunity. But as we enter 2025, the signs of a recession are becoming more evident, especially in the housing market. And it's not just interest rates causing the downturn. The ongoing trade war between Canada and the United States is also having a significant impact on the economy. Today, we're diving into what these signs mean for homeowners, investors, and the future of real estate in Toronto. One of the first signs that we're entering a recessionary period in the housing market is price reductions. Homes and condos, particularly in high-end areas like Bridle Path and Forest Hill, have seen their prices fall. As interest rates climb and borrowing becomes more expensive, sellers are finding it harder to secure the price they expect. For example, luxury homes in Toronto have dropped in price by nearly 10% in 2025 compared to last year, due to both higher mortgage rates and reduced buyer confidence. Another worrying indicator is the increasing amount of unsold inventory. Homes that used to sell quickly are now sitting on the market for months. In fact, the Toronto Real Estate Board reported a nearly 25% increase in the number of unsold homes and condos in the first quarter of 2025. This slowdown is a direct result of both economic uncertainty and rising borrowing costs. But it doesn't stop there. The ongoing trade tensions with the U.S. are making matters worse. Interest rates, which have been rising steadily since late 2024, are pushing many would-be buyers out of the market. Mortgage rates are now the highest they've been in over a decade, making it more expensive to purchase homes. But when you add the ongoing trade war into the equation, things get even more complicated. Tariffs on Canadian goods and the uncertainty surrounding cross-border trade are causing economic instability, which is directly affecting consumer confidence in the housing market. Even new construction is feeling the pressure. Builders, who once couldn't keep up with the demand, are now slowing down projects due to increased construction costs and a shrinking pool of potential buyers. As the trade war drags on, the cost of materials like lumber and steel has surged, leaving developers unable to proceed with new builds. We're seeing fewer high-rise developments in downtown Toronto, and many planned projects are being put on hold. The broader economic climate in Toronto is also showing signs of strain. While the city remains Canada's financial hub, it is not immune to the fallout from the trade war with the United States. Unemployment rates have increased slightly in 2025, and layoffs in the manufacturing and tech sectors are becoming more common. All of this is contributing to a dip in consumer confidence, making people less likely to make significant financial commitments, such as buying a home. For many potential home buyers, the dream of purchasing a property has become more of a challenge. With housing prices still inflated despite the cooling market and interest rates making monthly payments unaffordable, many are now waiting on the sidelines. Additionally, the uncertainty of the trade war has made people hesitant about investing in large assets like real estate in a turbulent economy. So, what does this mean for the future of Toronto's housing market? While we're not looking at a complete crash, the market has clearly cooled. As the effects of the trade war with the United States continue to reverberate through Canada's economy, we could see further pressure on the housing market. Reduced buying power, slower construction, and rising uncertainty are all signs of more difficult times ahead for both sellers and buyers in Toronto. However, like all recessions, this too will pass. Toronto has weathered economic storms before, and while the next few years may be challenging, the city will ultimately recover. As buyers and sellers, the key is to stay informed, adapt to the changing market, and wait for the right opportunities to emerge. The Toronto housing market may be in a downturn, but this is just another chapter in its long history. Stay informed, stay prepared. Subscribe for more updates on the Toronto housing market.